Derem Yolok, and welcome to Abyssos. Already the tier promises to be much more fun and engaging than Asphodelos. Seriously, you're gonna have a blast. This here is Sheila. Isn't she a beauty?
CRIKEY!
She might look intimidating, but life always finds a way, and so will you. My name's Vera, and I'm here to show you how to handle this clever girl in 8 minutes or less. Before the pull, set up standard clock positions and light parties. Nothing fancy. As ever, a moderate raid-wide Sonic Howl will be your appetizer. A shield or two will suffice. Sheila will then cast Ruby Glow, dealing high raid-wide damage, requiring mitigation, and throwing up the reflective walls from normal mode. 4 crystals will then spawn. 2 orange, 2 poison. Orange still explodes and hits the entire cell. Poison slowly oozes out a large pool that will hit you with a nasty dot if you dip your toe in. Move as a group to the safe corner. On one pattern, it will have no crystals in it at all. On the other, it will have green in the middle. This second one gets pretty tight, so tilt your camera down and be careful. That dot hurts. Next up is a tank swap. Venomous Mass into Toxic Crunch. Oh god, give me a minute. Where was I? Mass leaves a physical vuln and hits in an AoE, so make sure to take it away from the stack fast. For the melee players out there, don't greed and kill yourself like I did once or twice. Hashtag remove positionals. Both hits will leave a heavy hitting poison debuff, so healers beware. Now, 4 tower puddles will spawn, 2 near, 2 far. These are 2-man soaks and are usually done with role partners. Tanks and melee will pair up for the close sets, healers and ranged for the far. There's usually some kind of priority setup, but honestly there's more than enough time to just YOLO it. Find your puddle with your partner and wait beside it. They do light periodic damage, so you don't want to just chill in them. Jumping in at the second to last pip will usually avoid damage while still being safe. If a tower is missed, it will spit itself onto the nearest player, probably killing them, and spawn an ad. The ad will cast a heavy raid wide, which also inflicts damage down. If everyone swaps immediately, you can kill one before it explodes, so take a second to confirm no missed soaks before tunneling back on the boss. Another tank swap. Don't hug the main tank. He smells. Ruby 2 will divide the room in half and drop 1 orange and 1 poison. Set up shop next to orange. Double Rush will have Sheila charge to a corner, dealing big damage to and knocking back anyone on that side of the room, then she'll turn and hit the whole arena. There is no damage fall off, but if she runs you over, you will die. Use knockback immunity halfway through her cast and make sure to avoid the first rush. Sometimes you will need to step over onto orange to do so, don't forget to move back over the wall. You'll get a small raid wide before going right back into Ruby 3. This one looks a little crazy until you understand the rules. Hang out on a wall and position your camera so you can see the entire room. The worst thing you can do here is spin around like a Spurg Lord and disorient yourself. 4 sets of crystals are going to come down and you're going to have to move from safe zone to safe zone. The first 2 crystals will always be opposite each other and the second set will go into the empty squares. All you need to do for the first 2 sets is to scooch over that wall you're on. The third set will have 3 crystals, leaving only 1 safe spot and is random. This is the only one that you really need to pay attention to. If you didn't see them all coming down in time, look for the square with only 1 crystal. That's safe. The last set of 3 will always leave the opposite square safe, so you don't even need to think about it, man. Just turn your brain off and run through the boss. Sheila will throw out another tank swap before the next big mechanic. Venom, Surge, or Squall is up next. Surge is a quick sequence of healer stacks, baited AoEs, and spread AoEs. Squall is the same thing, but in reverse, so spread, bait, stack. I remember which is which by the Q in Squall, which has a circle in it that looks like a clock. I don't know, it's dumb, but it works. Identify which is first, drop your baits under the boss, and follow up. Following this, she will claw in front of her several times and then do a tail swipe or vice versa. Both attacks will hit an entire half of the room. Read her cast bar and position appropriately. Cloth and tail is a little bit easier since you can shimmy up to the line and have plenty of time to cross over. The other order has clipped me with the first hit of claw more than once. It doesn't hurt, but that damage down really sucks. It's time for the big boy mechanic, Devour. Sheila will go into a feeding frenzy and begin marking jump positions on the platform. She will stomp down on each one in order, do a crap ton of damage, and stun anyone hit for 5 seconds. You cannot get hit by this. Not only will you die, you'll be unable to soak your upcoming tower. Fortunately, there are only 2 possible patterns. Start in this position. She will either go all the way around the platform, turn, and go all the way back around until the end, or she will jump back to her starting position right away. People call this one zigzag. Zigzag is much easier and requires way less movement. Simply wait 2 jumps and start moving into the first quadrant. If you're unlucky and you get the harder pattern, pop sprint and stay on the inside track as you follow her around before settling into the safe quadrant number 3. While she is jumping around, another round of puddles will spawn in fixed positions. Same partner, but specific assignments. Healers will always get B, melee C, range D. The catch here is you're going to need to let 1 ad spawn to feed Sheila before she flips her shit, enrages, and eats all of you instead. 1 tank will pop their immunity inside A. The other tank should float in the middle and look to cover for one of the other 3 puddles, in case someone is late or got hit by Devour. By the time Devour finishes, you'll have only a few seconds left to get into position, so don't dally. If you mess up here and spawn an extra ad, I don't think there's a way to tell which one she's going to eat, so just pick one to try and burn down and hope for good luck. If someone got hit by Devour and wasn't killed, Sheila will then eat them, instantly kill them, and spit them back out onto the ground. This shouldn't happen. If it does, dodge away, then point and laugh. Another light howl, then ruby number 4. It's really easy. The room will get cut in half, and 3 orange will spawn on one side, 2 on the other. Now hold on a minute, you might say, that ain't fair. And you'd be right, except for the fact that light party stacks are going to turn those 2 crystals green. Group 1 gets the near crystal, Group 2 the far. Then you just avoid the goop. Before the phase ends, Sheila will jump to a corner and randomly fire her laser or claw you up. Her rays are reflected, just like normal mode, but her claws are not. Stay put or move behind her as needed. There's just yet another tank swap before Ruby 5. This is the other somewhat tricky part of the fight. It's quadrants, either orange or green in each one. You're going to need to split up into light parties. Each party will stand beside an orange crystal and wait for it to explode. Once it does, move into that cell and get ready to handle Venom Squall. That's spread, bait, stack from earlier. Melee will take the forward position for uptime, heals in the middle, tank left, ranged right. Spread out quick, converge on the healer to bait, then move forward as a unit. Don't relax just yet. You've got another round of puddles to deal with right when you get out. Handle them exactly the same as the first set. If you manage to get to this point cleanly, it's as good as dead. Everything left is weak potatoes. You'll get another round of claw/tail, a tank swap, and a howl before the final Ruby glow. Ruby 6 is literally just Ruby 4, but in quadrants. Just pick a cell with 2 crystals, it doesn't matter which one, group 1 near, group 2 far, poison the crystals, and move on. Now it's just repeat mechanics until the end. Double rush, don't be in the middle, avoid the first charge, don't forget your anti-knockback. A tank swap into howl, yada yada yada. Sheila will now throw the other Surge or Squall variant at you, whichever she didn't do all the way back before Devour. Stack bait spread, or spread bait stack, respectively. Another random claw and tail combination and one final tank swap will precede the enrage sequence. There will be 5 ticks of Sonic Shatter, a light raid wide, before her final enrage. The DPS check is quite generous, being the first boss of the tier. As long as your monitors are on and your brains are somewhat functional, you should have no issues. Not quite clever enough. Yeah, we roll like shit, woo. This fight is so much better than Eric. Lots of variety to keep you on your toes and prevent boredom this time. And the music, mwah! Love it. I've just cleared P5S, so expect to see that guide out in the next couple of days. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. May you be blessed. See ya.